Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's have a look at some of these charts then, shall we? So we'll start off with Bitcoin, and before we look at Bitcoin, we'll just have a look at this, which is your Bitcoin dominance, which has completely died. It's death to Bitcoin dominance, which doesn't mean that Bitcoin's dead. It doesn't mean that at all. It just means that alts are up, and alts are going to be up big time, and are going to continue to be up big time until we find an actual bounce. We're not finding any kind of bounce at the moment with Bitcoin dominance, and in fact, the way I'm seeing it, to be honest with you, there's no reason why we should even bounce from the level we're at right now. There's a good chance that we could fall all the way back down to this level here, which is where its bottom is likely to be. Now, I'm having a bit of trouble with this trading view at the moment, but that area is 57.22. So if we fall down by that level, then alts are going to keep going up. If Bitcoin basically goes up, then alts will be rallying up with it, and probably harder. So your money's best off in alts, even at this moment, because we've got a death cross taking place here on the Bitcoin dominance, which is such a strange time and a place to be having it when we've had rallies basically with Bitcoin dominance. But last time we had a Bitcoin dominance death cross, which was here, it didn't look much like this at all. It was a consolidation down, and we did have a death cross, but it was picked back up really. But this coincided more or less with the bottoming of Bitcoin, which is not what's happening here. Bitcoin has bottomed around about December, and what we have in here is a rally with alts. That's why the dominance is looking this way. So, like I say, alts are going to be strong. Alts are going to be strong for a while. Your money is better off in alts when the dominance looks like this. Let's have a look at Bitcoin then, shall we? So Bitcoin has been trending within this pitchfork tool that we've had for a while. MACD looks like it wants to have a cross to the down, but every time we're having these crosses to the down, we rally just as we touch that. So let's not read too much into that until the cross actually takes place. But again, like I say, every time we get that recently, we end up pumping a little bit. Our RSI has been very high, but it's not. It's been bumping its head around the top. So what I'm expecting is that if we do get this cross, or if these two begin to touch, then we will have another little rally. The pitchfork that we've got in here seems to be respected again from the centre of it here. So these last few days we've been testing the centre of this upwards support, you could call it, within the pitchfork, right in the centre of the pitchfork, which is still bullish obviously because it's going up all the time. But we're not bouncing anything from it. So what I would say is that if we don't sort of, I suppose, rally towards the top of here or break these levels, which today that area would be 10,530, more or less, you know, it would be the highest it could be from these wicks that we've had recently. Tomorrow it's going to be higher than that still. It'll be almost 10,600 and so on. We'll probably break our way down into these bottom levels of the pitchfork, so coming down to test this level around 10,000 flat between today and tomorrow. So again, we're trending in a bullish scenario still. Obviously, it's still bullish, but the money seems to be flowing directly into the alts for obvious reasons. Dominance being so high, you know, why would you put your money in Bitcoin at the moment? You're better off putting your money in alts. So simple as that. So let's have a look at some alts then in that case. So XRP, the man of the hour, my new best friend, looking like it's being rejected again today on this 34 cent area. A nice big wick above it, but a strong rejection from it. So it looks like it's running out of steam, and it needs to pull back, or it needs to calm down, should I say. Unlikely to find any bigger, bolder moves from these levels because the RSI is so high, but the MACD is still bullish. Golden crossing coming probably definitely within a week's period. I would say this golden cross is likely to have happened, and then we'll be looking at finding areas such as 36, 39, 42, and so on and so on and so on as the weeks and months progress. So this one's looking pretty bullish to me, and I'm enjoying it, to be honest with you. In fact, this rally here, alongside the one with Ethereum, is probably one of the main reasons that the dominance has taken such a big knock to it. Really, the tide will turn though when that dominance starts to pick up. You know, that's the time to switch, or maybe even begin to switch if and when we come down to levels such as this. Anyway, we'll move on from that. Litecoin, Litecoin, a bit of an underperformer at the moment, even though it's had its golden crosses. This is what people would call an oscillator of Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin pumps, Litecoin pumps. Bitcoin dumps, Litecoin dumps. It doesn't seem to be doing its own thing. However, it's a very strong coin. We've had our golden cross only just recently, so I am looking for a pump on this one. A pump up and above $90. Maybe $100 could be tested, but I think we're looking at around 90 to 92, given the fact that we've got this little area of support and resistance. So between 90 and 92 would be the next pump. Obviously, it can overstretch that, but it'll be being brought back down to those levels after the pump. Ethereum. So I'm expecting an Ethereum of to break and make its way up to $320. So between $300 to $320 will be its next big pump. And the way the chart looks like now, it looks like it needs to calm down ever so slightly. I mean, it's gone up quite a lot consistently in these last big moves have really pumped it, so it does have to come down a little bit. Don't expect to see anything lower than around about 250 would be very low, maybe 260 at the very most. But yeah, between 260 to 265 is probably more realistic. But the golden cross has happened on this one, so this is going to get continuation. Once we get past 300 and we're up to 320, then more or less the sky would be the limit for Ethereum. It'll be difficult to really chart out where it's likely to hit after that. Probably worth taking profit around about 400 or just below. So as you can see, these areas here, when we came back down from the parabolic move, we found our first initial bounce at 353, and then when we bounced from there, we came back down to test levels of 400 flat. So 353 and 400 flat would probably be decent areas to take profit from, but the strength on this pump is likely to continue and be maybe best to just hold on. I mean, I don't margin trade Ethereum. I used to, but I don't now. I focus mainly on Bitcoin and XRP. But if you are margin trading it, just be very careful about where you want to take profit and where your entry points are. So yeah, 400 would be the ultimate target. Then 450. 350 would be a first point of rejection. Then 400. Matic, definite underperformer still. But the reason for that, we're within this itchy cloud still. When this itchy cloud finishes, we're likely to find our way up to and above 2.7 cent, but I don't see why it's likely to do that anytime soon. A lot of people, and including myself, have kind of fallen out with it because of this giant dump, so it's not very... When everything's pumping, why would you choose to go on Matic? We liked Matic because it pumped at a different time period than all the others, so when everything else was either going down or static, Matic was far from it. But now, when basically it's hard to not make money in the crypto market because everything's pumping, you don't need something like Matic anymore. So for the moment, let's just wait to see when we're out of this itchy cloud and see if that allows us any time to pump as a result. And Harmony 1 is actually coming in strong, much better than Matic, I would say, and the next target is going to be to the top of this area here, so that's 808. We just call it 800 flat. At the moment, we're basically just where this last pump was here. This is after the whole Matic scenario. As you can see, it was very similar drop off to Matic, just not quite as violent. So we're hovering around this level now. The 800 to 855, there would be the ultimate targets. After there would be a breakout probably, if we can find support above the 200 EMA. Golden crosses will be quite a long way away, so for it to be pumping like this now and continue to pump once it breaks above the 200 EMA, then I would expect bigger, more sizable, more continuous pumps to take place throughout the rest of the year for this one. So it is actually a pretty good call, this one. But again, I'm not a financial advisor, so this is not financial advice. I'm simply just telling you what I plan to do, and sort of, I suppose, running through it for the majority of the people in my Telegram chat. So if you want to join my Telegram chat, you've got to go find me on Twitter, CryptoClick. You'll find me. You recognise my little symbol, very basic symbol. Go there. There's a pinned tweet to my Telegram group, and you can join in on the chat. There's a lot of people on there that have pretty good fundamental knowledge on there, and obviously I do manage to sneak in a little bit of info on there myself from time to time. But yeah, join the chat. So have a nice weekend. I'm buttoning down the hatches at the moment because a storm's coming in. I'm in Yorkshire, clearly, so there's a chance that there might be a flood outside. So just going to chill out for a bit, see what goes on with the weather, and see what's going on with our Bitcoins and Ethereums and our XRPs. Have a nice weekend, take it easy, and thanks for watching.